Okay, tardy to the party, I know. Last weekend, I couldn't review the special chapter 100 because I was in Mexico for a wedding. Yes, Mexico. My life leads me to very random places. So this review is going to be a double feature for chapter 100 and 101. If you're new or a returning viewer to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate y'all. Chapter 100. So, did anyone else forget to breathe when we finally got the full design reveal of the Sword Master during the Seitei War? Like, give a brother a warning next time. I was staring at the panel for 3 minutes straight, salivating at the mouth, thinking, how the hell were the 5 other sword bearers able to contain him? I say Cap. At the time, he must have dusted off his hands and said, phew. Now that was a satisfying genocide, and let himself get captured. Akemura Soga, Edgelord. They had to imprison him underground in a dungeon immediately, so there wasn't any time to conduct a proper psychological evaluation on him. Experts just surmised that Soga developed into a severely deranged state due to the sight of masses of corpses and subsumed by the Shinoichi's power. Remember, insanity can sometimes dramatically heighten a sorcerer's abilities. The tremendous scale and power of the malediction made this theory compelling. First impressions of the edgelord? He's not an edgelord at all. He's a whack job. How's the weather outside? Really? I saw him stretching, and for whatever reason, he reminded me of Master Roshi. And fortunately, to my surprise, he wasn't a nut job. This man said with his chest, I, being of sound mind and body, chose willingly to slaughter 200,000 lives on Shikoku based on my beliefs and ideals, all to protect this country and its people. Now, I don't know about y'all, but all I'm seeing here is a proud patriot. Yura, stunned by his response, sounding so matter-of-factly, especially after being isolated for over 18 years and being able to unleash the malediction to such magnitude in a normal state of mind, decides, well damn, you're no lunatic at all. Why kill you when we can join forces? By the way, turns out sorcerers can withstand the malediction just barely compared to those muggles at the auction. Soga, either worried for his life or Yura's, wants to keep a safe distance from Yura to chat. It's here where we get the reveal that Soga is the brother-in-law of Kuneshige Rokuhira. I know, right? Holy shit. Now, I was under the assumption that Yura was one of the Danten Seki wielding Shokoku Islanders seeking revenge, but it turns out Yura approves of their genocide and sides with Soga's actions. World domination, baby. I'm here for it. The enchanted blade should have never been sealed away. Then, in Yura's words, the demon, the walking corpse, Azami, appears. Beaten, battered, missing an arm, but he has another one, so he can still fight. Okay, second arm gone, but he's been watching One Piece, so he doesn't hesitate to continue attacking Yura with his legs like Sanji, fully accepting that he might as well become a demon. In that moment, he remembers what he's fighting for and begins to think of Chihiro. And the chapter ends with Shiba waiting for a phone call from headquarters. Chapter 101. Turns out, Yura had the Shinoichi absorb the impact of the kick by Azami, and now it finally looks like checkmate for Azami. Yura kicks Azami away from him and then speed blitzes him and begins to focus spreading the malediction directly on Azami. It's at this point, force field helmet guy decides, fuck it, the only way we're all getting out of this is if I die. The electromagnetic field around the force field will stabilize and we'll be able to communicate with the outside and bring reinforcements. Then the traditional Kagurabachi death flags appear. A backstory. We see the future vessel in an interview with the Kamunabi lying his ass off, saying all the right things to get chosen to be the next vessel. But like everyone IRL trying to get hired for a job, he's just in it for the money, man. He had been through nothing but poverty, so money was everything to him. Side note, turns out this guy is literally blind. Yeah, I'd love a job where I can sit on my ass and be safe too. But sadly today, only 2 years from early retirement, chooses the noble admiral deed to sacrifice his life for the greater good and forfeit his entire life of leisure to his beneficiaries, his parents. Low-key though, I think Izuru already had the idea to kill this vessel, worst case scenario, and the vessel wanted to beat him to the punch. Much cooler send-off this way, buddy. But before Izuru can do the job, Hokuto, of all people, comes out of nowhere and hits him with a spear to stop him. Hagiwara, able to detect and understand the situation, has to convince Hakuri to send a sword to their location so Hagiwara can use his magnetic sorcery to end this vessel's life. Of course, Hakuri hesitates, so Hagiwara tells him one person's sacrifice could save everyone. Imagine the hell of surviving while everyone else dies. And you already know right there, Hagiwara speaking from experience. I feel so bad for the guy. Hardcore Hakuri locked in after this, but with his heart of gold, he devises a new plan and goes, hey, how about we just relocate the guy to a new space? Maybe something like a storehouse space with just a tap of a finger. No dramatic, a samurai's death required. Brushing up on his acting skills, Hakuri feigns ignorance in knowing where the vessel went off to. And finally, the phone rings. Yura notices the force field had just been modified, but his first thought went toward the security away from the enchanted blades, not the iconic, enigmatic teleporter, Shiba. Before Yura could react to Shiba's sudden appearance, he is free falling from the sky. Yes, the sky. And where's the sky? Outside. And who's outside? Chihiro and Samura, baby. Holy shit. We're about to get a battle for the ages. The chapter closes with Azami secure in knowing that he can rely on Chihiro to handle the rest. Chihiro hasn't been fighting for sweet revenge. No, he just wants to fight together for what his father believed in.